the NBA Finals, the prevailing thought, the defending champion Lakers, simply unstoppable. Shaquille O'Neal was not just a man, he was Goliath, too strong and too dominant to be denied. How could anyone knock off this powerful team which had not lost in their previous 19 games? But the league's diminutive MVP, cast in the role of David, answered with a performance befitting a giant. The statement he set out to make was clear. He did not come to the NBA Finals to be swept away. Gone is the Lakers' feeling of invincibility, and with it the talk of an unbeaten postseason. The Lakers did not just hear the footsteps of the Sixers, they saw them. So the prevailing question heading into Game 2, how will Goliath respond? A look at Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles. The capacity crowd, better than 19,000 still filing into the arena as the Philadelphia 76ers get ready to make their way onto the court. A Sixer team that was electrifying in Game 1 Wednesday night. And the Los Angeles Lakers moments away from their most important game of the season. The Lakers feel it is desperation time. They do not want to go to Philadelphia in the improbable position of trailing 2-0. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Alvin along with Doug Collins. And Doug, as we look back to Game 1 here at Staples on Wednesday night, before the telecast, we discussed the fact that Shaquille O'Neal always looks to dominate in the first games of playoff series, usually succeeds, but that was not the case in terms of the Sixers being able to hold Shaq. Shaq did what he had to do, but what happened to the rest of the Lakers?
Well, a couple things, Mark. First of all, Shaq did dominate. He threw up some brilliant numbers, but he also faltered too. You see 44 and 20, but 12 missed free throws, some critical ones in the fourth quarter and overtime. That could be a factor once again tonight if the game is close. But what the 76ers really did was they geared their defense to this man, Kobe Bryant. You see Aaron McKee, his thought process, keep him in front, make him shoot jump shots, do not let him get to the free throw line. This time it's Eric Snow forcing the outside jump shot. Now, when he did get to the rim, who was waiting on him? Dikembe Mutombo for one of his 5 block shots. Now, the critical play of the game. This is Kobe time. Goes to the basket, spins, and turns the ball over. The Sixers go on and win the game in overtime. What happened? Well, Kobe Bryant, who's been brilliant, 31 points average, Fisher 15. They were held to 15 total, 7 of 26. They took away the penetration of Kobe. Fisher got no easy shots. So what do I expect tonight? I think Kobe's going to try to get going early, and we're going to find out what the Lakers are made of. This is the first must-win situation they've had in the playoffs. We'll see how they respond, Mark.
And the big question concerning the Philadelphia 76ers, the injury status of their starting guard, Aaron McKee. For more on that, let's check in with Lewis Johnson.
All right, Marv, thanks a lot. I'm back by the Philadelphia locker room where I talked to 76ers head trainer Lenny Currier a little while ago, and we talked about Aaron McKee's avulsion. That's the medical word for it, but actually what it is a chip fracture right here on this bone where the red dot is. And so whenever McKee rolls that ankle back and forth, he'll have some pain. Now, this injury is distinctly different from Eric Snow's injury, which is a hairline fracture right there where you see the red dotted lines. I asked Currier, how is he going to manage these injuries tonight for these guys to help them both play, because they will be both on the court? And he said he'll treat both the injuries like sprains. He's going to use 3 types of tape and give them a lot of support so that they'll be able to move back and forth on the court. And then, of course, I asked him about pain management. Obviously, they'll be in a lot of pain, and he said, well, they'll pop a couple of Advil, but the best pain reliever will be rushing through their body at the tip of the ball, and, of course, that is adrenaline. Marv?
All right, thank you, Lewis. And in game number 1, it was another magnificent performance by Allen Iverson, capped off by his work in overtime. 7 of the Sixer points in overtime. 7 unanswered points for Iverson to lead his club. club to the victory.
Well, Mark, we saw why he was the MVP. We saw him with moments of brilliance early in the game where he came down the floor on the fast break. Kobe Bryant, an all-league defender, squares him up, knocks the shot in. But we also saw moments of frustration. Last play of the game in regulation, Tyronn Lue would not let him touch the basketball. The game then has to go into overtime. But that did not deter Allen Iverson. The big three-pointer here to give his team the 2-point lead late in the overtime. The step-back jumper that really sealed the deal. And his numbers were brilliant through the entire basketball game. His energy, his courage, his passion, 48 points, the assists, the steals, played all but 3 seconds. So he led his team to victory. But there's other things, Marv, that happen also too. The keys to victory, they got to get easy points off turnovers. They did. They were +6 there. Some early fast break points, they got those +7. A magnificent job on the line, +8. The bench came through +14. Matt Geiger scored 10 points off the bench. So what I expect tonight, first of all, what kind of energy, what kind of passion? Will they come in as underdogs and once again play like they did in game 1, or play like they have the home court with some cushion? If so, they'll be in for a long night, Marv.
All right, so coming up, it's game 2 of the NBA Finals. Shaq and the Lakers looking to get back into the series.
Welcome back to the Staples Center here in Los Angeles. Ahmad Rashad along with Kevin, PJ, and Bill. Steve Snapper Jones is not with us tonight because of a family commitment. Now, one of the interesting things about watching sports is that you get a chance to watch the maturation process of athletes. And there is no better example than Allen Iverson. Since entering the NBA, he has grown up and erased a lot of misconceptions along the way.
For me to get people to try to understand me, I had to win. You know, when I was the same person all along, I was just young. When I came into the league, I'm 21 years old, 20 years old, and everybody wanted me to be 30 because of my talent. You know, and it was unfair. They never gave me no room for error. You know, they never gave me any room to grow up, you know. But I mean, I'm glad that I went through all those things because it made me stronger as a person. It made me a better father. It made me a better son. You know, it made me a better teammate. You know, it made me a better husband. So I'm glad those things happened to me because I can say I went through hell, but I learned from it.
Kevin, you have watched Allen Iverson throughout his career. What a tremendous athlete.
About time people judge him on how he plays basketball, not how he looks. He says, look, I'm a great basketball player. Judge my heart. Judge what I do. I got a big heart for a little guy. I'd love to be in the locker room with Allen Iverson going into battle. Not the cornrows, not the tattoos, but his heart is what counts.
I went through all this same stuff 30 years ago. I thought we'd already won this battle. Now, as great as Allen Iverson was in Game 1, Larry Brown told me that there's 2 critical areas that the Sixers have to get a lot better in. The first one is when the Lakers play the deny defense and keep Iverson from getting possession, they've got to run more back doors and be more creative and more physical, use some dribble handoffs. Iverson has to have his touches. And then when the Lakers power forwards, Horace Grant and Robert Horry, when they come to double team Iverson, once he has the ball, Tyrone Hill or whoever has the ball in the power forward spot, they have to come and break the play and come alive offensively, be a lot more active, PJ.
Allen Iverson, there's no mystery. He is the answer. He's going to be here. I think it's the other half of the Philadelphia backcourt. Lewis Johnson gave us the medical report. Aaron McKie's got to be able to play at both ends, defend Kobe Bryant, and he's got to be the second scorer if Philly's going to be successful again.
All right, right now let's quickly check in with Peter Vesey, who has some coaching news. Peter.
Ahmad, news out of Cleveland says that Bob Hill has emerged as the leading candidate for that coaching vacancy. And in Portland, Chuck Daly's name has surfaced as a leading candidate. Apparently, he's expressed interest in the last couple weeks. And if they're looking for a guy who's an expert on crisis management, he is the guy. But the big news, Ahmad, revolves around your guy, Michael Jordan. Isaiah Thomas called me today and told me that he worked out full court with Michael in Chicago, and Antoine Walker was guarding Jordan for most of the afternoon, and Isaiah came away greatly impressed with how he's bulked up. He's in great shape. He says that he continues his training, not just practicing, but the weight training, you know, eating right, stopping the smoking, the drinking, whatever, that this guy can actually come back and be the same Michael Jordan. But I'm sure you're not surprised about that, are you, Ahmad?
All right, thank you very much, Peter. But Isaiah working out with Michael. Maybe Isaiah's coming back. Who knows? We're close. closing in on game 2 of the finals, and to many people's surprise, the Sixers have a 1-game lead. But head coach Larry Brown would prefer a different format.
I just wish this was the Final Four and it's one and done. You go home, you have a parade, and everything's finished.
If there is to be a parade in Philadelphia, it's still 3 wins away. We'll be back with the tip-off of game 2 in just a moment.
Back at Staples in Los Angeles for the first time in the last 20 games and 69 days. The Lakers now find themselves answering questions about a loss as they seek to even up this series at 1 apiece. Check of the starting lineups for the Sixers. Tyrone Hill, Jermaine Jones, Dikembe Mutombo up front, Allen Iverson, Aaron McKee in the backcourt. The Lakers with the usual starting 5, Rick Fox, Horace Grant, Shaquille O'Neal on the front line, Kobe Bryant, Derek Fisher in the backcourt. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Marv. A few moments ago, I spoke to Shaquille O'Neal, and he said there is a reason that no one has ever done it before. You can't win every game. He said the key is now that we've lost is how do we react? He said early in the game, we're going to establish Kobe. We're going to get him going, and he's going to go right after McKee. I asked him what he thought about Phil Jackson saying that possibly the team's psyche had been dented. He said maybe Phil's has been dented. Mine has not. Marv?
Shaq using his head coach for motivation. Doug, what's the Laker mindset going into tonight?
I think they're going to have tremendous energy, and I think what you're going to see is what we saw in Game 1 against San Antonio. Maybe a lot of screen rolls with Kobe and Shaq, making Mutombo show out, getting Kobe to the basket, or Kobe running down to that post and trying to post up. Aaron McKee is so important to this team. I think they're going to find out early how mobile he really is.
The officials, Ernie Fryer, Steve Javie, and Ronnie Nunn. Allen Iverson coming off an extraordinary game here on Wednesday night. And he played nearly the entire 53 minutes of the overtime.
Well, Marv, the loss we could already